Welcome to the University of Florida Thompson Earth Systems Institute's Florida Research Roundup. Each month, we highlight important environmental research from Florida universities. My name is Felipe De La Guerra, and here are some noteworthy studies our team is following this month. A research team that includes University of Miami atmospheric scientists is embarking on a NASA-funded research project to identify whether Earth's ozone layer faces a new threat. Storm clouds typically rise until they reach the top of the troposphere, where they commonly spread out into a shape referred to as an anvil. Powerful storms, however, can have a strong updraft, pushing air up into the stratosphere where it forms a dome over the top of the cloud's anvil shape. Researchers in the dynamics and chemistry of the Summer Stratosphere Project are setting out to measure whether these severe storms, of frequent occurrence over the U.S. Great Plains, are propelling ozone-depleting pollutants into the stratosphere. The team will use a special modified spy plane capable of capturing air samples in the stratosphere to be analyzed in the lab. The ozone layer, which is concentrated in the stratosphere, appears to be recovering from damage caused by widespread use of chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs, until they were banned. But it may not be in the clear just yet, according to University of Miami professor Elliot Atlas. With warmer conditions, the atmosphere contains more moisture, and elevated water in the stratosphere is a potential catalyst to remove ozone. A warmer future could continually add more water to the stratosphere and initiate ozone losses over North America, Atlas told News. Atlas, along with postdoctoral scientists Katie Smith and Victoria Treadaway, will form part of NASA's DCO-TSS team of 20 researchers. Researchers from the University of Florida and Florida Aquarium are releasing a secret weapon in the fight to save Florida's corals, black-spined sea urchins. Last summer, the team successfully bred 100 urchins in a lab for the first time. Scientists have bred urchins in a lab before, but not at this scale. Once this effort is replicated, the team can begin restocking reefs with baby urchins. This is part of a $97 million effort by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration called Mission Iconic Reefs. Coral reefs provide habitats to many marine organisms, protect coastlines from damaging storms, provide nitrogen and other nutrients to the marine food web, and remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. In the U.S., about half of all federally managed fisheries depend on coral reefs. Reefs also provide economic goods and services worth about $375 billion each year. Many factors have been attributed to Florida's 40% decline in coral reefs over the past 50 years, like increasing ocean temperatures, ocean acidification, disease, and hurricanes. But scientists believe that massive sea urchin die-offs are also to blame for reef decline. This is because the urchins eat algae that, if left unchecked, can inhibit coral larvae settlement, lead to disease, and suffocate the corals. In the 1980s, an unknown disease wiped out about 97% of sea urchins in the Caribbean. The urchins have failed to bounce back. Researchers hope that restocking reefs with baby sea urchins will help increase urchin numbers and mitigate overgrowth of the slimy, suffocating algae. The research team's next task is to figure out how to deliver the baby urchins to the reefs. To do so, they must determine the best age and timing so they can reproduce by the millions. A team of researchers is looking into using viruses to control blue-green algae blooms that have been plaguing Florida's waters. Led by Dr. Sharon Isern, a professor of biological sciences at Florida Gulf Coast University, the study will try to isolate naturally occurring phages in an effort to kill cyanobacteria, commonly referred to as blue-green algae. A phage is a virus that infects bacteria. Prior to the rise of antibiotics, phage therapy was an experimental method that used these viruses to target and kill pathogens in humans. In a similar method, researchers will attempt to isolate virus strains capable of killing the cyanobacteria. Some types of blue-green algae produce toxins harmful to humans and animals. Blooms can also lead to fish kills and prevent light from reaching plants growing underwater. The researchers hope that growing these viruses at scale and releasing them into affected areas will give us a new tool in treating algae blooms, with no risk to other organisms since phages can only infect a specific type of bacteria. The study is in the early stages of identifying useful phages, but the scientists hope that the results may someday help control these cyanobacterial blooms. Researchers from the University of Central Florida have developed a new model that can help decision makers plan for sea level rise. While the model doesn't predict when or where sea level rise will occur, it draws from historical data to see which natural events, like hurricane-induced storm surge, have caused high sea levels in the past. Tom Wall, the study author, says the model can help with future sea level rise risk assessments. To date, Florida has 120,000 properties at risk of flooding, according to sealevelrise.org, and the state is planning to spend $4 billion on mitigation efforts. And sea level rise is speeding up. Around Virginia Key and Miami, the sea has risen 8 inches since 1950. Today, that level is rising by 1 inch every 3 years. That wraps up our Florida Research Roundup. To learn more about the studies mentioned here, visit bit.ly/Florida Research Roundup and subscribe to our Earth to Florida newsletter in the link in the post. Thanks for watching.